Thanks, everyone, for being here. We'll get started with an opening statement from Coach and then go into questions. If you have a question, go ahead, raise your hand and get my attention. Coach?
Excited about our response on a short week. We talk about, what does toughness actually look like? Ultimately, it requires mental toughness and physical toughness. You're not kind of tough. It's either yes or no. And, toughness doesn't show up when it's 72 and sunny or after a big win. It shows up when adversity hits. And adversity showed up last Saturday. The way that our guys responded Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, all week in practice, the way that they performed today, you can say we got a tough football team. That needs to continue throughout the course of the entire season. Told our group that excited about the progress that we saw, but we need to be really honest with ourselves. There's still a lot of room for improvement on this football team. Let's tune out the scoreboard for a second and objectively evaluate where we're at. Let's acknowledge the things that are going well, that went well tonight. Let's also acknowledge the areas that we need to urgently get fixed, and there's plenty of those areas. But we got this team's attention. Our leaders got this team's attention right now. Love coaching this group. Can't wait to get back to work with them. Our guys, coming off a short week, we'll have a couple days off here, but cannot wait to get back to work with this group with the Monday practice.
Charlie? Coach, 526 total offensive yards is the most in your tenure here, especially coming off a poor offensive performance against Tulane. What do you think marked the difference between these past 2 weeks?
Yeah, it was consistency, establishing a run game, playing complementary football, multiple 3-and-outs from our defense. I think it showed that our offense was able to find some rhythm today. And the reality is, some of the things that we saw today, it's not like those weren't showing up in increments in our Tulane game. It just was the consistency aspect of it and finding rhythm. But was excited about the way that we saw some of those consistencies, and then to be able to also see in the second half us moving the football, maybe frustrated with a couple field goals that we would have hoped turned into touchdowns, but for us to finish the way we did on offense. I mean, even the last drive, finishing with a first down so we can kneel the thing out. I was excited about a lot of things today, but that may have been an element I was most excited about.
Coach, 8 pass breakups today for your defense, including 3 apiece from Fred Davis and Josh Fussell. I mean, what do you make of just your secondary's disruptiveness in the passing game today?
It needs to continue to show up, and ultimately getting hands on footballs is great, but let's convert some of those to interceptions as well. But you could start to see just a level of continuity and confidence showing up in that group as Fred just gets a little bit more comfortable back there. But excited about where that group's headed. But that needs to be a trademark of what we do in the back half. If we're going to play the brand of defense that we do, we need to be getting our hands on footballs and turn those opportunities into takeaways.
Ethan?
I know it's just a little bit after the game, but lots of injuries in today's contest. Do you have any updates on some of the guys who went down, especially Cam Porter, who was seeing crutches later in the contest?
Yeah, nothing as of right now. But one thing I know about Cam Porter, one of the toughest, most resilient guys I've ever been around, staying optimistic that Cam will be back with us at full strength here sooner than later.
Audrey?
Just what can you say about the way Preston Stone bounced back after that rough debut at Tulane?
Yeah, I think it just shows his character, and ultimately I was really open with the team immediately after the game at Tulane. I mean, acknowledge that you can't win football games when you turn the ball over 5 times. And, Preston, we got your back, man. We believe in you. This whole team does. And there was a resounding, our entire team's got his back. But ultimately, it would have been really easy for Preston to hang his head, feel sorry for himself. And, I mean, he showed up at Sunday's practice flying around. I mean, was buzzing around on Monday. Confident, resilient, excited to bounce back for his team. I think it just really speaks to his character and who he is as a competitor.
Matt?
You had a tough opener at Tulane. Now you have this game where you're heavily favored and you executed. You're almost assuredly going to be a heavy underdog next week against Oregon. How much are you able to take away from a game like this against an FCS opponent before you head into a game against a national title contender?
Yeah, ultimately, it's the message I shared with our team just a few minutes ago. we need to respect our opponent. Oregon is not a difficult opponent to respect. It will be very clear in all of our prep over the summer, and as we, take a look at their first couple games, the talent that they have, how well coached that they are. But ultimately, I made our team repeat it twice in the locker room. Our opponents are nameless and faceless, and it's all about us. And that's where we can be objective. We can be objective in the areas that we've improved upon and the areas that we still need to address if we want to position ourselves to play winning football next weekend.
Coach, kind of piggybacking off that question, I mean, don't want to downplay any opponent ever, but I mean, how badly do you say you needed to see a win like this where things just came together, and especially after last week? Our
mission this week as a program, it's usually pretty straightforward. Hey, beat Western Illinois, but the mission this week was, prove it in the arena. During fall camp, it was prepare for the arena, and ultimately today, our team should feel very confident saying we have proven it in the arena with this group of men. Ultimately, every team every year it's a new blend, it's a new combination of guys. For the first time, this group I think had a chance to see what we can be, and we stay hungry, we stay humble. We stay at it. We continue to be honest with ourselves. As coaches, we continue to evaluate where we can put our guys in positions to find success. I think this group should be awfully optimistic about what's ahead of us.
Coach, you mentioned last week against Tulane was kind of the first time for you guys to see Preston Stone in the arena. We could see what was on the field in terms of his play then, but in terms of last week to this week, the preparation leading up to the game, was there any similarities, differences, things that he handled differently, or was it just kind of he was going to stick to it and bounce back?
Ton of consistency out of Preston. I mean, that's one thing I appreciate, and so critical at the quarterback position. Sometimes you coach a young man and you don't know what you're going to get each day. And in terms of Preston, you know what you're going to get every single day. And I think that's, again, a credit to him and his experience. He's done it before. And ultimately, we supported him with a run game today, and that's something that we need to continue to do. Play action shot to Griffin Wilde, that doesn't open up the way that it does without an established run game. To win in this league, you have to be able to run the football, and it doesn't mean you can't be dynamic in the pass game, but he needs to be supported by that. We were able to do that today, and that needs to continue.
Hey, Coach, you talked about this as a big win to bounce back from last week. What do you say to people that say, they'll look at the score and say, yeah, but it was an FCS team? What's your response to that?
I'm pretty sure this program's lost to FCS teams before.
Yeah.
So, we'll tune all that out. I got a lot of respect for Joe and the job he's done. He took over a tough situation at Western Illinois. They've done a good job with their personnel. And ultimately, we're going to objectively look at the way that today went. And we also need to acknowledge you get so tied up in the result and you can look at the score. There's going to be plenty of things that we identify that we did not do well tonight. And we better address those. You can't – sometimes after a win, you can kind of mask those things and not address them. We have to be as diligent and objective and critical and constructive of our players and our coaching staff and everyone involved coming off a win as we were after a frustrating day at Tulane.
Brendan?
Coach, on Monday you talked about both Griffin Wilde and Ricky Almarazzi needing to be bigger parts of the offense. Certainly showed up tonight for both of them, 140 receiving yards combined. What did you see from them tonight?
Yeah, Griff just stands out to me. He's a competitor. He's savvy. He's instinctual. And Ricky, just to see the confidence that he's starting to play with. He's been such a consistent presence ever since he arrived. So coachable, so raw when he first got here. But the level of confidence that he's starting to play with is really exciting to see. But he's someone, big body, when he's targeted, it needs to be – the result needs to be a completion, and excited for him to build off of tonight moving forward.
Time for a couple more. Ethan?
One of the highlight plays of the game was late in the contest when Ryan Bowe came in and had that 58-yard touchdown with his stiff arm. First of all, what did you make of that play? But also just Ryan Bowe, the player, what about him impresses you, and how has he really earned that backup quarterback spot?
Yeah, no, he's done just that. He's earned it. I'll be honest. Like spring, Ryan was kind of I don't want to say all over the place, but it was kind of highs and lows throughout spring ball. But over the course of the summer, the way they've performed in fall camp, I think Preston in that room has been really positive for him. Gavin, our third-string quarterback, another vet that's played a lot of college football. I think there's a good thing going on in that room. A couple other young players in Marcus and Sean, but he's earned that backup spot. Continues to do really good things in practice. I was excited to see him get an opportunity like that, and for him to take off that way and then finish it the way that he did, you could see the excitement on his face. You could see the excitement out of his teammates. We challenged our team to just bring uncommon energy to the sideline today. I think we saw that, and to see it finish off in the fourth quarter, not only with that carry, but also, finishing with the first down where we were able to kneel things out was really encouraging.
Colleen?
With Preston, what do you feel like he can take from this performance moving forward as we get ready to face a pretty different opponent?
Yeah, I think a couple things that he can take away is, number one, like, he's a darn good quarterback, and ultimately he's a winner. And also, he doesn't have to do it all. Like, he's got a supporting cast around him. And, there are opportunities for explosive plays in the passing game, but sometimes handing the ball off and a 4-yard carry is still a good offensive play. And a check down that leads to a 7-yard gain, later in the game, maybe a check down that leads to a broken tackle and a 17-yard gain. Like, ultimately, two things that I think you should take away from tonight is he's a darn good quarterback, and he's also supported by a lot of darn good players around him. And, he doesn't have to carry all the load.
Last one, Brendan.
Coach, another thing you talked about on Monday was if you're going to win the Big Ten, you have to be able to stop the run. Just 3.1 yards per carry for Western Illinois tonight, 81 total yards. What did you see from the front seven tonight, and how do you think they can carry that forward into conference play?
Yeah, no, I mean, I thought we were disruptive. I thought we did a good job of getting off of blocks. I thought we did a good job with some adjustments in terms of some of the run game that was showing up. And ultimately, I was really clear with our staff the other day. If we can win the rushing battle, if we can win the turnover battle, and we can find ways to flip the field on special teams, if that's something that we can do weekly, we're going to give ourselves a chance to win a lot of football games this year. And to see that show up tangibly, specifically in the run game today on both sides of the ball, that can't be something that's just a one-week outlier. That has to be our calling card throughout the entire 2025 season.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Coach.
We'll have joining us all right, from your guys' left, Josh Fussell. From your right, Fred Davis. We'll go right into questions for the two. Make sure you address your question to either Josh or Fred or both. Jake.
This goes for either one of you, but there's been a lot of talk throughout the preseason of just the player leadership and within this group. How do you think just the turnaround from last week on a short week of this nature to this week sort of just speaks to the accountability within this program?
Well, we just got to, have that mindset of putting one foot forward and, let the past be the past and, just constantly pushing, striving for greatness and just to keep going regardless of the outcome. So I feel like we've been doing a pretty good job at that. And, we just got to keep going.
Charlie?
For either one of you, no points allowed throughout the first 57 minutes of the game. What do you think was really just working so well for your guys' defense today?
We stuck to our game plan, and then and we just focused on playing fast and making plays. And even at halftime, when we came in, we was up by a little bit. We immediately said that the score is 0-0, and that we just had to keep their foot on the neck. So I think everybody was just playing fast, focusing on their assignment, and just doing their job, and that just led to success at all three levels. So,
Matt.
For either of you guys, at Tulane, first time you guys take the field is after an interception. This time the team's up 7-0. How different do those first drives on defense feel, between the two?
Well, we really don't, worry about. We just keep going, like regardless of the outcome, and it just like I said before, like just putting one step forward and just sticking to the game plan.
Yeah, I'll add on to that. I'll say, like, regardless of what just happened, if we just score, we just fumble pick, like, we just going out to the field like it's 0-0 and playing and our focus on doing our job, which is stopping them. So no matter where they got the ball at, the 1 to 50, we just go out with the same mindset every time.
Ethan?
For Fred, you've had a few different stops across your college career.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious, what stands out to you about the culture here at Northwestern, the program here, especially that makes it a little bit different from the other programs you've played for?
You know, the culture here is just, you know, it's a brotherhood. You know, everybody's gonna motivate each other, and we just gonna like work. The work ethic here is has been, you know, I've been around a few places, but it's been one of the best work ethics and just like a brotherhood gelling together that I've been around. So I'm very glad of my decision that I came here, for sure.
Audrey?
For either of you, what were some of the things that you guys focused on this week out in a short week of practice after the Tulane game?
One of our main focuses, based on Western Illinois' last game, we knew they would want to take a lot of shots and a lot of double moves, some trick plays. So our main focus is having really good eyes and not letting a little move or something that's irregular kind of throw us off and take us off our technique. So it's really just a lot of technique and communication too. We really wanted to talk a lot and yeah.
Jake?
It's for Josh. First significant playing time tonight for Dylan. How would you describe just the impact that you've seen a veteran like him and also a veteran like Fred, adding them to the secondary, has added to this defense?
Oh yeah, Dylan, as soon as he stepped in here, even though it was late during the summer, as soon as he stepped in here, he showed a leadership role from the start, whether he had the captain or not. He's always pushing us to be better and then Fred, you know, he came in with a lot of experience. So I've taken a lot of his technique and just his little tips throughout all the practices and games. So they both been a great additions, and I'll just try to continue to learn from both of them.
Yeah.
This is for either one of you or both of you. As a defensive unit tonight, you guys had 8 pass breakups, 3 for each of you. How does the connection that you guys have built help you play alongside each other and, you know, really help the individual level succeed from what you guys are able to do?
You know, like it's a brotherhood. We spend countless of time after practice, you know, before practice, working on technique, working on the things we need to do, the fundamentals of the game, watching film together, and we just been gelling together as a whole. So I say that's been a big part.
Last one, Brendan.
For both of you, Western Illinois was 0 for 6 on 3rd and long today. As a secondary, how do you guys approach those downs knowing they're probably going to throw the ball, and if you get a stop, they get off the field?
I think it begins with film study, knowing their tendencies and what routes are going to come on those 3rd and long in certain situations definitely helps, and what we focus on, and then also playing just to our call, whatever our coverage is, just understanding not only what routes are most likely going to come, but where our help is, where our leverage may be. So just kind of gelling all those things together through a week of practice.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
I appreciate it.
Everyone's left, Preston Stone. From everyone's right, Griffin Wilde. We'll go right into questions. Make sure to address your question, either Preston or Griffin. Yeah, Ethan?
For Preston, just take me back to after last Saturday, after that season opener didn't go how you hoped, how the team hoped. In the 5-6 days since, can you break down for me just what this week looked like in terms of your mindset and then how you prepared to play this game and shake off the week 1 matchup against Tulane?
Yeah, it's always tough to start the season off with a loss. Going back and watch the film, message from Coach Braun on our Sunday meeting was, it's going to sting, it's going to suck, but we're going to get through this film, and as soon as it's over, we're going to flush it, and we're on to the next. There were a lot of positives to take from that game. Definitely a lot that we and myself needed to work on. I think as a team, our main focus was just our preparation and our processes going into this game, and I think we did a great job tonight of being prepared.
Chris?
For both of you, Preston, I'd like to start with you, and Griffin, I'd like your thoughts too. I don't want to steal a basketball term, but sometimes you know some guys just need to see a shot go in to kind of get heated up a little bit. Do you guys feel like you need to see the offense click today in order to kind of see what you guys could do as a unit when things got rolling?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've all known we were capable of, you know, even back to spring ball, and we got to feel that even more through fall camp. And you know, coming off a game where we only scored 3 points, that was disappointing. But I think I can speak for the whole offense that there wasn't any disbelief or doubt in what we could put together. And so, you know, coming out tonight and scoring on that first drive, I think that definitely did open up the floodgates for us to have a great night as a whole.
Yeah, I would kind of say the same thing. Just like seeing a shot go in, or honestly, like the snowball effect of like you score one, you have momentum, and you just keep going and going, and drives just kind of put themselves together.
Charlie? Griffin, both you and Preston are transfers, but despite that, both you guys have really clicked together. How would you kind of describe the connection that you two have developed?
Yeah, I'd say our connection is really good. He did a great job of. I remember within the first week that I was here, he got a bunch of the transfers and said, "Hey, let's just go get food together. Let's go eat together." And as the quarterback, you're kind of called to be a leader, and he stepped up and he's gone way beyond just being a leader for just like the young guys or the transfers. I mean, he's someone on this team that everybody looks up to, and we're gonna play with Preston.
For either of you, just what can you say about the connection between the two of you? I know, Preston, you target Griffin more than anybody else. Just what can you say about your connection and what you've been working on in practice?
Yeah, I think it goes back to spring ball. You know, Griff came in about halfway through spring ball, and you know that chemistry started to build right away. And so I've got you know, I know when we go out there, I've got a little bit of a safety valve in Griff. You know, if it didn't work out how we scripted it up, and you know, you could even see tonight there were a couple balls that I might have left inside or high or low, and you know, Griff did a great job of making me right.
Coming off last week's disappointing season opener, you bounced back tonight. It was a big win. How much confidence does that give you? How important was that to give you that confidence going into facing Oregon next week?
Yeah, I mean, I think success always breeds more success, and so being able to come out with a win tonight, you know, anytime you win a game, it's a confidence builder, and so I think the biggest task for us is just you know, gain confidence from the win that we had tonight, but don't drink the Kool-Aid. You know, don't assume that we've got it made, and you know, just keep our head down and keep working.
Adam?
Preston, when Cam went down in the second half, I noticed you went up to him as he was coming off the field and just kind of gave him a pat on the back. Did you say anything to him in that moment?
Yeah, I just told him I love him. I mean, I speak for everyone on the team when I say that Cam Porter is one of the best human beings you'll ever meet. You know, you can see it on the field what he's able to produce, but you know, what you guys don't get to see is just how unbelievably caring and dedicated, and you know, just a good man he is. And so, yeah, I told him in the fourth quarter, like when he went down, like watching him, you know, get helped off the field with his chin up and his eyes clear. I think that was one of the most grown man things I've ever seen. And so we all love Cam. We're going to be praying for him.
Matt? For Preston, first two drives were touchdown drives, and there's kind of a 4-drive lull in scoring, then score every drive the rest of the way. You know, what did you feel like was going on during those 4 drives, and how important was it to get that touchdown at the end before halftime?
You know, I'll have to go back and look at the film, but you know, I don't think there was, you know, going back to last week and on those drives that we stalled out, there really wasn't too much that the defense was doing to put us in a bad spot. It was more so just from an execution standpoint, we got to be better. You know, and we have a ton of confidence that you know, in any mistakes that we make on our own, we'll be able to self-correct.
Thank you.
This is both for Preston and for Griffin. Both of you are transfers, so next week with Oregon will be your first game in Evanston with the student body. on campus. So what are your thoughts and feelings, you know, knowing that that'll be your first time that the student section really sees you in their full capacity, and what would you tell a student that's considering going to the Oregon game?
I would just say, like, we need everybody there. Create an atmosphere. I kind of like to think about like it's as fun as you make it. So if you're a student in the student section, like, come to the game, be loud. You're gonna have fun. When you have fun, you're just going to keep coming to more. And when you guys are there, like Wildcat Nation, when you guys are there, it makes a difference. Like third downs when they're loud, like it really makes an impact. So I would just say everybody should be there.
Chris?
So for both of you guys do your job in the fourth quarter. You come off the field, you're up big. Ryan Bowe comes in, has a massive stiff arm for a touchdown. Just what are your thoughts on a play like that?
Dude, that was awesome.
Yeah. I mean, you see a quarterback putting a guy like down like that. It's a huge play, and I think you see everyone on the sideline just jumping, going crazy. And I could be wrong. That's his first career touchdown, right, Bo? Or
I think so.
first career touchdown. That's the way he does it. 60-yard runs, however far it was. Doing that, like that's special. He's gonna be great.
Yeah, Bo's gonna be a good player. He is a good player.
Last one, Jake.
This goes for either one of you, but what did you just make of the performance of your defense tonight, holding them to 181 yards and off the scoreboard until the final minutes of tonight's game?
Yeah, I mean, there's just a level. Our level of confidence in our defense is incredibly high. We know firsthand just how difficult the looks that they give offenses are. I got to see it from the quarterback position just about every day in fall camp. And so, speaking on when we were stalling out a little bit, kind of in the middle of the game, there was, I think I speak for the whole offense in saying there was no anxiety, no stress on our part because we know the defense has our back.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Press box will keep open for 90 minutes post-game, so from here, 90 minutes.